And tonight, we need you to watch this next story closely because police want your help putting together the missing pieces of a murder mystery. It happened 40 years ago, and now there's new DNA testing investigators hope could lead to a suspect. Here's Grace White with the story you'll only see on KHOU 11 News.
Houston was booming at the beginning of the 1980s. The oil bust hadn't hit yet. Astroworld was in its heyday. But it's also when a mother's murder puzzled police. Sally Earwood was 46. She was found stabbed to death outside the J&J bar where she worked, north of downtown on Fulton Street. And for the first time, her 5 children revisited the crime scene with us.
She was the neighborhood mom, wouldn't y'all say? Yeah.
Her kids have always had their own ideas about what happened.
Somebody came in that she knew.
But those are just theories. Her killer was never caught, and her kids didn't give up. They kept calling Houston police until cold case detective Paul Vella picked up their mom's case.
This is 10300 Fulton. This used to be the J&J Lounge back then.
It's now a resale shop.
And it's crazy to say, but in 1981, these little tavern, beer joints, ice houses, they were like family.
It was Thursday night, November 19th, 1981. Just after midnight, Sally was the lone employee closing up shop.
She was attacked inside. Her car was parked by the second bay door.
These are crime scene photos police are sharing for the first time. You can see inside the bar, a pool table, folding chairs, a small counter where you could pull up a bar stool and grab a beer. But there was one thing missing.
Cash register, all the money's gone. From what I read, the receipts are gone for that night.
But if the killer grabbed that cash, what was left behind is puzzling.
I normally don't speculate, but when you have the victim's purse with jewelry, with money still there, you keep an open mind.
Now, 4 decades later, police say they're looking at a new suspect, and they found old evidence from the crime scene they're testing for the first time for DNA, renewing hope for these children.
Somebody will put it all together.
Yeah.
And come up with the answers.
Answers they hope will be clear 4 decades later.
That someone could see the story, see the location, hear her name, and remember.
Investigators are hoping seeing old crime scene photos from this neighborhood will help jog someone's memory. If you can help, Crime Stoppers wants to hear from you. Len?
Grace, you've been taking a real good look at this case. What stands out?
There's one thing I keep coming back to. This mom was just rebuilding her life. She had just left her husband. She was about to start a new job at a department store downtown. And we asked police if those life changes had anything to do with her murder. But they told us they're still looking for those answers.
Hopefully, they'll get those answers. Thank you, Grace.